This event gives you a 10% chance to get a shiny Skorupi in Pokemon Go. But how can you make the most out of this event? Well, in this video I'll go through all the event details, incense and daily incense tips, XP candy and stardust tips, which Pokemon are worth catching, and more. Skorupi Incense Day will be taking place on October 21st between 11 AM and 5 PM local time. Skorupi will be attracted to incense more frequently and it will have boosted shiny rates. And the daily adventure incense will be lasting for double the amount of its normal duration during the event. The incense encounters will be bug and poison types rotating hourly. The following bug types will be attracted to incense from 11 AM till 12 PM, 1 PM to 2 PM, and 3 PM to 4 PM. Caterpie, Weedle, Pinsir, Yanma, Wurmple, Wimpod, and rarely Scyther and Dewpider. The following poison types will be attracted to incense from 12 PM to 1 PM, 2 PM to 3 PM, and 4 PM to 5 PM. Ekans, Zubat, Gulpin, Stunky, Croagunk, Skrelp, and rarely Alolan Grimer and Trubbish. There will be a 1 Pokecoin bundle including 1 incense in the in-game shop, and event-themed field research will be available rewarding additional Skorupi encounters, Stardust, Ultra Balls, and more. With the Halloween Part 1 event taking place at the same time as Incense Day, the wild encounters on Incense Day will be those of the Halloween Part 1 event. These wild encounters will be Ekans, Zubat, Alolan Meowth, Ghastly, Haunter, Spinarak, Misdreavus, Poochyena, Shuppet, Drifloon, Litwick, Phantump, and rare spawn Sandygast. In 1-star raids will be Misdreavus, Shuppet, and Drifloon. In 3-star raids will be Gengar, Sandygast, and Greavard. In 5-star raids will be Darkrai, and in Mega raids will be Mega Banette. Also, 7km eggs featuring Riolu, Munchlax, and Galarian Yamask will be available from opening gifts, so it's worth incubating some of these while you're walking for Incense Day. Here are my thoughts and tips. So let's start with going through some incense tips and how you can make the most out of your incense. Incense is much more effective when walking than being stationary, meaning it will spawn more Pokemon more frequently when walking. So if you are looking to maximize your incense spawns, then walking is the way to go. With incense only lasting 30 minutes and the event lasting for a total of 6 hours, if you want to play the entire event with incense active, you will need 12 incense or 11 if you're using daily incense. And I do recommend using daily incense because it is free and it will last for 30 minutes during the event. This means you'll have a maximum of 60 chances for a Galarian bird because the daily incense will spawn a Pokemon every 30 seconds as long as you move a certain distance within a 30-second time frame. The daily incense can be activated from the top right corner of the main Pokemon Go map screen or from your item bag. This is how you can get the maximum spawns and chances at Galarian birds on daily incense. So you want to make sure that you are walking at a brisk pace and in a straight line because the game calculates the distance between your location at the start of a 30-second time frame and your location at the end of a 30-second time frame. And if you have moved a certain distance within that time frame, which I believe to be around 50 meters, a Pokemon will spawn for you. Due to the fact that it takes the distance between 2 points in a straight line, if you go around a corner or in a circle, it will only calculate the distance between your starting and finishing points. So it won't account for you going around that corner or in a circle. So this means that you could miss out on a spawn for that 30 seconds because you haven't met the distance requirements in a straight line. So it's best to find somewhere that you can walk in a straight line for 30 minutes or 15 minutes and then walk back on yourself. Other than the daily incense and the incense you get for 1 Pokecoin in the shop, you will have to purchase more incense from the in-game shop if you want to continue using incense throughout the rest of the day. It's a shame really that incense isn't increased to 1 hour duration at least, because if you're free to play player, you can't really play much of the event. But as the hours are repeated throughout the day, you probably don't need to play for the entire time unless you're trying to hunt something specific. So moving on to the XP candy and stardust tips, there are no specific XP or stardust bonuses for the event, but you can use lucky eggs to double your XP whilst playing the event, and you can use star pieces to increase your stardust gains by 1.5 times. Additionally, Trubbish will be a rare incense spawn during the event, and it does give a base of 750 stardust instead of the regular 100, so definitely worth catching them if you see any. This 750 stardust Trubbish gifts will be 938 in cloudy weather and 1406 with a star piece on top of that. For additional candy, you can use a Pinap Berry, which will increase candy gains by 2 times, or you can use a silver Pinap Berry that will increase candy gains by 2.34 times. Additionally, you can Mega Evolve with Pokemon of the same type of those that you are catching. This will increase Candy, Candy XL, and XP gains per catch. And as all of the featured Pokemon are poison or bug types, I would recommend Mega Evolving Beedrill because it is a poison and bug type, so it will work for both types. If you don't have access to Mega Beedrill, you could Mega Evolve Venusaur or Gengar for the poison types, or you can Mega Evolve Pinsir, Scizor, or revert Primal Kyogre for the bug types. Many of the Halloween Part 1 event spawns are poison types, so I would recommend Mega Evolving a poison type over a bug type, and you should go with Beedrill Girl as your first choice. The amount of candy bonus you do get from Mega Evolution depends on the Mega level of your Mega Evolved Pokemon. Base level will give you 1 extra candy, high level will give you 1 extra candy, an extra 10% chance to earn Candy XL and 50 additional XP. If you Mega Evolve a Pokemon that is max Mega level, you'll get 2 extra candy, 25% additional chance to earn Candy XL, and 100 extra XP per catch. And if you don't know how to increase the Mega level of your Mega Evolved Pokemon, it will be base level from the first time you Mega Evolve it, and if you Mega Evolve it 7 times, it'll get to high level, and 30 times it'll get to max level. You do only get credit for the first time you Mega Evolve each day, so it will take a minimum of 30 days to get to max level. So let's take a look at the meta relevancy of the featured Incense spawns. Skorupi and Drapion don't actually have much meta relevancy, but Drapion does see some play in the Great and Ultra Leagues. Drapion is ranked 171 in the Great League and 118 in its Shadow form, and in the Ultra League it's ranked 134 and 107 in its Shadow form. Skorupi will however have boosted shiny rates of 1 in 10, so a great time to get the shiny family if you don't have it yet. For the bug type Incense spawns, Weedle does have some meta relevancy, with Mega Beedrill being the top poison type raid attacker and a top 5 bug type raid attacker. Similarly, Pinsir is relevant because Mega Pinsir is currently the best bug type raid attacker. Whilst it has a lower DPS than Pheromosa, its TDO is much higher. Yanma's evolution Yan Mega is a decent budget bug type raid attacker, so it could be worth picking up. Additionally, Caterpie, Weedle and Wurmple all only require 12 candies to evolve, so it's a good idea to catch as many as you can with peanut berries to get more candy, tag them all and keep them in your storage until there is a 2x evolution XP spotlight hour, use a lucky egg and evolve them all. This is a good way to get 720,000 plus XP in 1 hour. Wimpod is a good spawn because Galizapod is a decent Pokemon in PvP, being ranked 110 in the Great League, 23 in the Ultra League and 60 in the Master League. It does however require 400 candy to evolve into Galizapod, so worth using your peanut berries on it. Scyther is a good spawn with Mega Sizzle being a top 5 bug type raid attacker and a top 10 steel type raid attacker. And for the poison types, Zubat will be on Incense and Golbat is ranked 68 in the Great League. Stunky's evolution Skuntank has some relevancy in the Ultra League, being ranked 94 and 75 in its Shadow form. Croagunk isn't a bad spawn, with Toxicroak being a decent budget poison type raid attacker, and it is ranked 76 in the Ultra League. Alolan Grimer might be worth picking up because Alolan Muck in its Shadow form is a top 10 poison type raid attacker. And again, Trubbish is worth picking up for the boosted base Stardust of 750 it gives per catch. With all of the featured Incense spawns being poison or bug type, it is a good time to work on your Punk Girl and Bug Catcher Platinum medals if you don't have them yet. So with the Incense spawns out of the way, let's take a look at which Pokemon are worth catching in the wild whilst you play this event. Ghastly and Haunter will be spawning, and they'll both be worth catching because Mega Gengar is a top ghost type raid attacker and one of the highest DPS Pokemon in the game. Gengar is also ranked 88 in the Ultra League. Shuppet might be worth picking up because Mega Banette is the second best ghost type raid attacker. Litwick might be worth going after because Chandelure is a top 5 ghost type raid attacker and a decent fire type raid attacker. Phantump will be worth going after because not only is it the new shiny, Trevenant is also decent in PvP. It is ranked 70 in the Great League and 57 in the Ultra League. It's worth hatching some of the Halloween 7km eggs while you're playing the event, so I'm just going to go through some of the meta relevancy of the featured Pokemon. So Munchlax will be hatching, and Snorlax is decent in PvP, being ranked 76 in the Great League and 67 in the Master League. Riola will also be hatching, and Lucario is a top 10 fighting type raid attacker, and it does have a Mega form coming in the future that will be even stronger and most likely the best fighting type raid attacker and a top steel type raid attacker. Galarian Yamask will be hatching from these eggs, and it is a very exclusive Pokemon, being only available during October events. Its evolution Runerigus is ranked 72 in the Great League and 97 in the Ultra League, so definitely worth picking up if you can. For 100% IVs, it is worth looking out for Skorupi from Field Research that will have CPU value of 432 if it is a hundo. So that's about it for Skorupi Incense Day in Pokemon Go. It's not the most exciting event, but if you want the shiny Skorupi family, it is worth playing. Let me know if you are going to be playing. Check out this video on the screen now, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.